Kofi, a bright and intelligent 7 years old boy, lived with his parents and younger sisters in a small village called Iguruta in Nigeria. He loved going to school and playing with his friends. Kofi's parents taught him never to accept gift items or food from strangers and even his classmates. However, Kofi's parents are always busy, even to the point of not making food for him in the morning before leaving the house, claiming that they don't want to go late to work since lateness to work attracts deduction from their salary. Kofi will always go to school hungry and try as much as possible never to ask anyone for food in school as the parents has instructed him. One sunny afternoon, as Kofi walked home from school, tired and famished, he noticed a stranger standing by the roadside. The man was dressed in a neat shirt and smiled warmly at Kofi. "Hello, young boy," the stranger holding out a colorful chocolate sweet. "Would you like this candy?" Kofi's eyes widened at the sight of the chocolate sweet. He loved sweets, and his parents rarely bought them for him. Perhaps he was hungry. He stood for some minutes and remembered that even when he gets home, he won't see food to quench his hunger, since the parents had gone to work and will only return by 6 p.m. He immediately nodded his head in acceptance to the offer by the stranger and took the chocolate sweet from him. "Thank you, sir," Kofi exclaimed, unwrapping the chocolate sweet and pumping it into his mouth. The stranger smiled and patted Kofi on the back. "You are welcome, boy. Enjoy your treat." As Kofi continued walking home, he began to feel dizzy and disoriented. The stranger's smile lingered in his mind, but everything seemed boring. Suddenly, Kofi stumped and fell to the ground. The stranger rushed to his side, helping him up and leading him away from the village. Kofi's parents, Ama and Kwame, were surprised when their son failed to return home from school by 6:30 p.m. They searched the village, asked his friends if they had seen him, and even checked with the school teachers, but there was no sign of Kofi. As night began to fall, Ama and Kwame reported Kofi's disappearance to the village chiefs and police. A search party was formed, and the villagers combed around surrounding areas, calling out Kofi's name, "Kofi, Kofi." Meanwhile, Kofi found himself in a strange, dimly lit room. The stranger was nowhere to be seen, but Kofi could hear a muffled voice coming from outside. As he struggled to remember how he got there, Kofi's eyes began to drop. He fell into a deep sleep, unaware of the danger that looked around him. The next morning, the police received a tip about a suspicious person seen with a young boy, matching Kofi's description. They tracked the strangers to a secluded hut on the outskirts of the village. As the police approached the hut, they heard a faint cry for help. They burst in to find Kofi tied up and caged, with the stranger attempting to flee. The police apprehended the stranger and freed Kofi. The boy was unharmed as Kofi reunited with his overjoyed parents. He realized the gravity of his mistake. He had accepted something from a stranger, and it almost cost his life. Ama and Kwame were relieved to have their son back, but they also knew that this experience would leave a lasting impact on Kofi. "We are just grateful to have you back, son," Ama said, hugging Kofi tightly. "But you must promise us to never take anything from a stranger again." Kofi nodded slowly, still trying to process the events of the past 24 hours. "I promise, Mom," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. "I will never make that mistake again." As the family hugged each other tightly, they knew that this experience would serve as a vulnerable lesson for Kofi and the entire community. The story of Kofi's adoption spread like wildfire, cautioning parents to make out time for their children and also educate them about strangers and the dangers of accepting things from unknown individuals. And for Kofi, the memory of that terrifying experience will remain in his mind forever, a constant reminder of the importance of staying safe and vigilant. If you love this story, please like, share, and subscribe for more African stories. Thank you and stay safe.